So the idea here is that we're going to try to go through the thought process together of building a deck. And we have the idea of trying to build around this one card. And at this stage, I can't speak for my friend Jim, but I actually have not put really any thought into the process yet for what would go with this. So the idea is that we would sort of experiment together and then build this deck. And my friend Jim is really the pro at deck building. So too, but though he never admits it. All right, so can you blow up on Tergrid for a minute so we can read the text?
Whenever an opponent sacrifices a non-token permanent or discards a permanent card, you may put that card from a graveyard onto the battlefield under your control. Force them to discard, force them to sack, you get stuff.
Yeah, so I'm thinking there's two ways to go, and maybe both. Is we could do some sort of sacrifice deck, or some sort of discard deck. And it just so happens both of those kind of naturally go towards Rakdos. I suppose there could be maybe some sort of mono black version of this. And I hear what you're saying about the 5 casting costs being a bit much, but you get so much more than just a 4/5 body with Menace, which actually is still pretty cool.
But here's the deal though. I mean, it's 5 casting cost. Whoops, we're talking over each other.
Sorry, what were you saying?
At 5 casting cost, by the time you get to 5 mana in black or red, right? Because you're not going to be ramping in those colors. So by the time you get to 5 casting cost,
Dream Devour.
well, yeah, that's where I was going to go. It seems like, but now you're relying on that 2 casting cost card to turn this into a 3 casting cost card that you can play on turn 4. So the ramp to it, even with Dream Devour, is tough. And on turn 4, you play it, and it just sits there, and it's going to die. That's what I'm expecting.
Yeah, but also keep in mind, I don't think. I mean, the big bugaboo for like Magic deck design is about wanting to make sure that creatures affect the board when they come into play, and that they're not like a do nothing card for a turn. I don't think this is necessarily a do nothing card because its effect is permanent, and so if you had some sort of 0 mana sacrifice effect, then you can play this and grab something else. I don't think there's any 0 casting cost discard effects unless there's like some saga or something like that ticks off. But there are 0 casting cost sacking things. So it seems like you play this and steal something of theirs. So that's good. So that way, if it dies right away, you still got something for your card.
Okay, so at 5 mana, you drop this, and what is it that you're going to be doing that's going to be causing the sack effect?
I mean, there are creatures that do stuff, right? That make them sacrifice things.
Well, what about that 3 casting cost black Arya?
Is that?
Oh no, that just gets you to draw.
Right? You draw when you sack, right? Isn't that what that is?
Yeah. What is the one where if you sack a creature, they sack a creature? Well, there's Rankle.
Oh, Rankle would be good for this deck. We should put that. So what I do when I build decks is I start grabbing out cards and just like a singleton to remind me we have it, and then go from there. But I like the idea of Rankle.
Obviously not going to use 4, but I'm just throwing them in.
Yeah.
Yeah, that seems like it's a must.
Also, keep in mind, we keep thinking of this as a 5 casting cost card, but it's potentially 4 with if we decide to play the Lantern Half. And the Lantern Half isn't bad.
It's not bad, and it's really quite good if you can, if you get a mana advantage, right? Because if you can do it 3 times a turn, you untap,
So I'm thinking this might be a deck that maybe has more than the average amount of lands because we don't necessarily have ramp available. And right now we've got like some relatively high casting costs you threw in the Dream Devours. Can you change the format to standard? Because that way when we do searches, we're not going to get all the historic stuff.
Oh, yeah. I thought you meant this. Standard. There.
Cool.
And red. So obviously, well, if we... Oh,
Can you do a search for like discard and sacrifice and just see what we're playing with?
Let's do sacrifice in black and red.
too bad.
Let's do sacrifice and opponent.
Yes, I want to sacrifice my opponent.
Soul Shatter obviously seems like it's a pretty good
Yeah,
choice.
that's a must. I mean, it's a dead card versus creatureless, but you know.
Right.
Oh, Clackbridge Shoal. Wait a minute. That has. Well, that won't do what we want. So
No.
sacrificing their tokens, we get nothing. So.
Enters play. Each opponent sacrifices a non-Gorgon creature. So
What are you reading, by the way? Can you hover over whatever you're reading?
It's a.
Oh, okay.
It's a bad escape creature. Costs a lot, but they have to sacrifice a creature when it comes into play when you escaped it.
Ooh, we get a 3/4. I don't know. I'm not sold.
Yeah. 4 casting cost, flying, lifelink.
Eradicator Valkyrie. You know, that could be good in the right deck if we had some sort of creature generating thing. I played it a 1-of in my Angel deck, and you know, most of the time I just used it as a 4-power flying lifelink creature. Hexproof from Planewalkers is, you know, bogus for the most part.
Liliana Stewart, I know it's something that never sees play, and it's not a quick sacrifice. It has summoning sickness to do.
Yeah, but it's one kind. I mean, we're going to need some early drops, so I mean, I would throw it in there for now. And
it's a quick blocker.
Yeah, I mean, early game, it's a quick blocker, and if we need to, it's get them to discard something. And keep in mind, I mean, sometimes it's not bad to have them discard cards, even if we don't have Tergid in play. You know, they're holding on to their Ember Cleave as their last card. It's like, oh, sorry, it's gone.
Interestingly, this is just discards a permanent or sacrifices a non-token permanent. This is a card that never sees play either, and it does give black the ability to get rid of an enchantment.
Oh, that's true.
Which is, you know,
the
hard
one
for black to do.
Lets black get rid of an enchantment, because now there's that other one too that you pay life.
Yeah, and this, you know, never sees play, and you do see a lot of enchantments now with all the sagas.
That's true. It might be better in the new environment. Yeah, I might throw one in there just to test it out.
Crocs,
yeah, Crocs, I think, is a must. Did you throw in that Phyrexia Liberation card?
I didn't.
I mean,
and it is an instant too. It does cost 3, but with the Devour, it costs 1.
True.
Well, sort of.
3 split up in 2 turns. I mean, we have no turn. I guess I was going to say we have no 2-turn play, but we have the Dream Devourer. But obviously, we wouldn't be doing anything else on turn 2 without him in play.
Right.
Wait, is this the only sacrifice cards that there are? Oh, you said sacrifice opponent. I see.
Correct.
Was there anything in red that?
No.
Huh. Does it make sense to do white? Because I saw there was like some Mythos thing that did some. I can't remember exactly what it was. Yeah, we'll hover over that for a minute. What's that do? I kind of like that. I
mean, yeah, if black and red was spent, you choose the permanents for each player instead. Well,
I mean, now suddenly we're committing to a double white spell, but and Dream Devourer wouldn't help because all the colorless would be gone to really get the cool effect. But is there anything else in white that for some reason, are there sac effects in white? I mean,
Well, no. That's the only one.
It might not be worth it then.
No. What about just in red? See, the red is take it away and sack it, right? You take it away and then you sack it to your guy. But would that trigger this when an opponent sacrifices? See, because your opponent's not sacrificing it, you are.
Yeah, I mean, although it does give us a backup plan. So they don't. they don't synergize at all, right? So it's like a non-bow, but it is a good backup plan that we have two things to do, right? Because if there's like the whole claim the firstborn and village rights it or sacrifice or whatever, so we've got that stuff. But then we also have the Tergid as a backup. So like early on, we sacrifice their stuff. Later on, they sacrifice it and we get it. So that way we sort of have both.
But then you need a sack outlet, right? You need something on your side to sacrifice it to.
Yeah, I mean, there's Woe Strider.
There's a lot of choices in black, and you could also, steal and sack and draw.
Is there anything that hurts the opponent whenever they sacrifice stuff? Isn't there like some new demon or something? Or
are you thinking the devil from?
Yeah, I know the Mayhem Devil rotated up, but I think there's something else that like something good happens when they sacrifice, or something bad happens. So either something good to us or something bad to them.
Whenever you sacrifice a permanent.
There's something with the opponent, I thought, but maybe.
Sacrifice a red, sacrifice a treasure. There's this one.
What's this one?
The Praetor or Predator. Sacrifice. It does give you a
free sacrifice outlet if we need it.
What if we went with these guys?
I mean, he's not super strong, right? But I mean,
well, but he gets super strong, and whenever he becomes tapped, you can exile a card from a graveyard, and he gets bigger, right? And you have a sack outlet on your side. So every time you attack. And you can sacrifice a creature on your side, and he gets indestructible, and you can do that as an instant.
True. I mean, so essentially, I guess he's a 4/4 flyer because so when you attack with him, he gets tapped, and so you're attacking this. Yeah, I mean, it does have the effect of the downside that it doesn't do anything the turn it comes into play, so you're sort of wasting your turn 4. What's this guy? I mean, he's not bad for a turn 2, but it's kind of too bad. It costs 2 mana to sacrifice something. Yeah. But that's the Menace Lord. I don't know if we necessarily have a Menace theme going on.
But
so I noticed up here we got Goldspan Dragon. So it's like, that seems to be a really good card, and it does solve the mana problems. I mean, granted, you were going to need 5 mana, but maybe we Dream Devour them out. So I do like the ramp it provides if it turns out we need mana, and if we have something that gives bonuses when we sack things, then we would get bonuses for the treasures.
Right, but we're looking for we're looking for this. You want to get your opponent to sacrifice something. Or discard. Maybe we should focus on the discard, because there's not a lot of ways to get your opponent to sack stuff, it looks like.
True. All right, we can go with the discard. I mean, there's tons of discard stuff.
Well, there's all those little 1/1s.
Even the early discard, what's that guy that goes in the party decks? I forget the name, some robber or something. He's a 1/2, acquisition expert.
These two.
Yeah, those are early discard. But keep in mind, I think Elspeth's Nightmare is a must for this deck.
This is good.
The problem with early discard is that we're not going to have the dude out.
Right.
I forget, what does the inscription do? Target discards 2 cards. Nice. Return target creature. Okay, so that'll 2 or less. I was going to say it saves our Tergid, but nope. Destroy target creature 3 or less.
What saves the Tergid, I think, is the snow removal.
Oh yeah, the blood in the snow.
Blood in the snow, yeah.
Yeah, because that way we can bring him back. So this could actually be a snow deck.
I think
I'm liking that idea. And keep in mind, there's also other reanimation stuff we could do. So maybe that's a route we could go with the deck. Is there anything that reanimates out of the opponent's graveyard? I think there's like a Planeswalker Ultimate or something. Oh, we should probably be looking at Tybalt, by the way.
I like Tybalt.
I know you do. but we got the colors for it, and
All right, where are we here? We're at 68 cards, but we're clearly not at a deck yet because we've got no protection, right? All of our protection at this point would
yeah, we
be.
need some removal other than Soul Shatter. You know, we need more. Well, maybe we need more creatures. Probably could use more creatures.
Well,
I mean, we could start reducing things. I mean, obviously, we're not playing 4 Rankles. That's kind of
right.
crazy.
Yeah,
And,
I wouldn't play any more than 2, I think.
and I'm nervous about 4 Soul Shatters as well because we don't have 4 dead cards. If you know, although it does make them get rid of Planeswalkers too. So that's actually kind of a bonus.
Right. I don't know. I'm not convinced that this is going to be dead, right? Because if they're not playing any creatures, they're going to be playing a Planeswalker.
All right.
But
yeah,
you know, and this is, nobody plays this for a reason, I would imagine.
yeah, that's definitely on the chopping block. We certainly not a 4 of. How many lands did it default us to? 23?
24.
24? So we can try that. And they should probably all be snow. You have snow-covered lands, right?
Oh, yeah. So, I mean, take out the stewards.
I mean, we need something early game.
Yeah, is that our only one casting
wonky.
cost? Yeah, that's our only. We have 26 creatures.
Oh, I guess we do have plenty of creatures.
How do I get back out of here?
Just click on the top there. Yeah.
Okay.
Is 4 Valkies too much, or was that okay? I mean,
I don't know.
I mean, it's nice because you can do it early. You can also do it late. I mean, that's one of the big pluses of Valky. Did we want more reanimation other than Blood in the Snow? And plus, we never really put in any discard.
Yeah, there's 0 discard in here so far, right? Except for
Nightmare, but Nightmare is also removal.
Yeah.
I'm not quite as sold on the Predator as you are. At least we should at least be putting in some more removal, so there's stuff for us to take out or more discard or something. Because right now, the Predators, we're not going to be removing too much stuff from the graveyard. I guess it's any graveyard actually. So that's. Are there any sweepers that don't exile stuff, like in Black or Red? There's like, isn't there like a do 4 damage to everything on the board kind of thing?
Yeah, there's the storm something or other in 4, yeah, 2 red, 2 colorless. Yeah, that would give us. I really think we need these for sure, but that does cost 6.
What about the Crow in War?
Yeah, I like a Crow in War.
What are our options for discard? I know we typed in sacrifice into the search. Can we do a
yeah, there's a ton of discard.
Because I think we should do more of that. Because that can sort of be our early game protection, right? We do some turn 1 or turn 2 discard if there's.
I mean, because we could go with the, you know, with these 2, and you could get a lot of early. I mean, early on I built here. Let me hit done. And I built is this it? So this is where I was at, because I built this deck right after I saw Tergid. So.
Okay, some of the same cards we've been discussing.
But I haven't played it. I don't. No, I didn't feel comfortable with it.
Okay.
So the Solemn is just there to get out the mountain. And you can see I don't have the snow-covered stuff for the sweeper.
Yeah, you also don't have Dream Devourer. I guess you hadn't thought about that card at the time.
Yeah. But this was focused on the discard idea, not on the sacrifice idea.
So this might be a crazy idea, but what do you think about in the deck Tybalt's Trickery? So not as a trick deck, but actually as like a counter spell, because I don't know. It seems like they're about to kill.
Right, because they're playing something that they want to play, right? They're going, oh, I want to play this to do this effect, and you go, no, you're going to do a different effect. I've thought about that, but I think it's going to end up. It's like, oh, he was going to kill your, he was going to kill your Tergid.
Yeah, and now he's got a Nugan, but
and now he's got a Nugan on the board, right? So I think the unintended consequences of that might be bad. Yeah. Hang on, I got to turn the fan on. It's hot in here.
I always thought it was worth investigating, though.
So the times where you go, oh, that was a great trade-off, or are not going to be.
Yeah, I mean, it does have the. I mean, it does have the side effect of milling them for 3, which, if we have graveyard shenanigans, might be worth it. But right now, I don't think we have too much graveyard stuff other than the dragon.
Yeah, I don't think we have a way to get stuff out of their graveyard. So anyway, I was just showing you this because this is what I was thinking as far as the discard effects go.
I mean, I do like the acquisition experts, although, I mean, we're not really getting the full, we're probably only going to be looking at 1 card, but.
So here's your discard choices. So if we take out the steward and put in the expert.
I mean, is steward, yeah, I guess steward, there's a turn delay, which isn't great, and we lose the creature. So yeah, I guess acquisition expert's better.
I think so too. And you get a little bit bigger body over the disciple here.
Yeah.
What about the party effect, though? You've got a rogue and you've got a cleric.
Cleric. Yeah, I mean, so there's a chance that we get to see 2 cards with. So, I mean, I guess the dream start would be disciple into expert. Oh, no, they're both. I'm sorry. I thought disciple was only 1 casting cost. It's 2.
Yeah, they're both 2. And Rankle's a rogue. And that's just a dragon. He's a god. Yeah.
What are the other party members? I forget. There's like warrior and
warrior, cleric, rogue, and wizard.
Wizard. I don't know if there's any good black. Actually, isn't there some red warriors that are decent?
Yeah, there's quite a few.
I don't know how many of them would fit into our theme here, but
this guy's good.
Yeah, it could be a decent early play. Should we play a copy of, if we're going to be playing with a lot of mana, the Shatter Skull, the
Shatter Skull Smashing?
Yeah, I'd like to throw in at least one of those. Or,
well, I'm just throwing in 4 for now.
Okay.
Because we're obviously going to be tweaking.
Yeah.
I mean, if we just throw in 1 and then take out, because it's doing basically the same thing that Soul Shatter. It's a destruction card. It's kind of doing the same thing Soul Shatter is.
Yeah, except it hits 2 creatures.
Maybe the blood on the snow. since it's 6. They're both probably, like, if you're going to get 2 creatures, it's going to cost 6, right? I mean,
Yeah.
probably. Unless it's 2 1/1s or 1/1 and a 1/2. This is not going to work. I have 0 faith in this. We need snow.
Oh yeah, so all those lands should be snow lands. It'd be nice if we could get something else that was snow other than the blood on the snow. Oh, what about that lightning bolt card? Whatever it is, frost, whatever.
Yeah, yeah, I know which one.
I mean, it's at least a shock, although it can't hit players. That's the one drawback. But
yeah, and that's a big drawback.
Well, not for this deck though. I mean, this deck isn't doing that kind of thing, so I don't think that drawback will hit us too much.
So, snow,
oh yeah, should we do sulfurous mines too?
No, I don't think so. I think if you want to do sulfurous mine, I think you'd be better off to do Fabled Passage, because doesn't it come in tapped?
Yeah, it does come in tapped. So yeah, I guess you're right, because at least Fabled Passage has the possibility of coming in untapped. Oh, what about Priest of the Haunted Hedge if we're going snowlands?
Sacrifice Priest. I've not actually seen this card. Target creature gets -X till end of the turn, where X is the number of snowlands you control.
I kind of like, I mean, he's a 0/4 for 2, so he's got some early defense against aggro. We can kill a big thing because we're playing all snowlands.
Hang on just a second. I've got a student texting me.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I'm listening.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm kind of liking this Priest of the Haunted Edge in a snow deck, right? Because we block stuff early, and then we kill a big thing late, or kill a small thing early if we need to.
No. I'm going with no.
Why? What's your reasoning?
It's 0/4. Okay, 0/4. That's good, but it costs 2, which is meh. And you lose him, right? He dies.
Yeah, but by the time he dies and he's taking out something big, and the 0/4 is not going to be helping, right? So you take out their Vorinclex or whatever, right? So.
I'm not convinced. Okay, so what are you taking out to put him in?
Maybe drop Valky to 2. Maybe drop a Soul Shatter to 3. 4 Tergids might be much. Maybe 3 Tergids.
But you're building around this card.
Yeah, but I mean, the deck doesn't rely on it, right?
Okay, I have a rule of thumb. If I'm building around a card, I'm going to have 4 in it, because otherwise you're building the deck to have this guy's effect, and if you only put 3 or 2, then. But all right, I'll bow to the master.
We'll try it out.
We'll go with 3.
All right.
Let's play it. Let's see what happens.
Did you want to do the Frostbite?
Oh yeah, I do. I would probably do Frostbite over Shadow Skull Smashing, to be honest.
Okay. I mean, we only have 1 Shatter Skull Smashing, but.
Yeah, that's true. That's not. No, let's just play it like it is and let's see what happens. I don't know that Storm's Wrath is necessarily the best. I mean.
We never use Libation.
Well, we never had it in our hand.
In our hands, true.
But I would rather, I mean, honestly, I would rather have Storm's Wrath than that.
Yeah.
Right? I'd rather have Storm's Wrath than the Libation.
Storm's Wrath is nice because...
but I mean, look at what we're doing now. Look at how far away we're moving from Tergid.
Yeah. I mean, it actually combos nicely with Tergid because Tergid survives Storm's Wrath, so...
It does. It does.
Well, what about Shadow's Verdict? What do you think about that?
Shadow's Verdict? I don't remember that card.
Exile everything that costs 3 or less, including from the graveyard.
Oh. but it costs 5, and it's sorcery. But it's a good sweeper. Well, sweeper for little guys. And they exile, which is good. But it's 5. I mean, we could take down some of these little creatures, right? If you went 1, 2, and just added 2 of those.
The problem with Shadow's Verdict is it is an anti-combo with Kroxa.
Yeah, it does kill Kroxa, huh?
And it exiles it. So whereas Storm's Wrath, I think, is better than the Shadow's Verdict for Kroxa.
And it costs 5.
Yeah, all right. Hey, you talked me out of it.
In fact, whoops, here I just added more. Where'd it go? If we're gonna do that, I'd rather do that and put that back in.
All right.
But now we're more, let's add another mountain. I don't know, maybe try it.
Why you don't like the red-black snowland? Because we have no turn 1 play, so a tap land's not going to hurt us in the opening hand.
That's true if you draw it, and we do seem to. I think that.
I just got worried because we just put in double red card, but
yeah. And I know that this sounds crazy, but I believe that Arena favors the non-basic lands in your opening hand.
That's plausible. I don't trust those WotC programmers.
Those silly programmers. Where is it? Is it this one?
Yeah.
Well, if we're doing all of this snow, why don't we have that snow?
Frostbite?
Yeah, no, the snow land, but yes. Where'd you go? It would be.
Oh, the Frosthaven. Yeah. Why are we not playing Frosthaven?
Right.
Frosthaven. Yeah.
Because he survives our sweepers.
Sure. Yep.
Put in 2. Take out.
2 sounds good. Yeah.
We still don't have frostbite in there.
Can you do a quick search for snow in black-red?
Deck.
If there's anything else that we're not taking advantage of.
Edit. Black, red. We'll go black, red, and snow. Okay.
What's the fumarole do again? 4 damage.
4 damage to target creature or planeswalker. Add colorless for each snow spent to cast this spell until the end of the turn. You don't lose this
So
mana.
you can get 2 spells in 1 turn.
So yeah, if you
Let's try
spend
them
3
out
snow,
instead.
you can then spend 3 on something else.
And everything we spend would be snow, because I think all our lands are snow lands other than the
They
one
are.
Shatter Skull. I mean, it is a sorcery, but you do get to do a follow-up spell. So it's almost like it's a free 4 damage.
Yeah, I've never used this card. I don't see. So you get the extra 3. If you spend 3, you get 3, but it's all colorless. So you'd really have to have, in our case, probably 5, right? Because you would need 2 black or 2 red in play to benefit from it. So you'd have to be at 5 lands, maybe. I mean, would you put this in and take out what? What was that noise?
Ambulance going by. I live in West Philly. What do you want?
Somebody died down the street.
Well, I shouldn't joke about that. One of my old girlfriends had her son shot and murdered walking the dog a couple weeks ago.
Oh no.
It was pretty sad.
Yeah, that's horrible. Let's just go with this. That is true. They weren't completely worthless, but
they probably would be better as something else. So, what do you think about like Maze Mind Tome or something like that?
I love Maze Mind Tome. That's my favorite card in the current standard. Love it.
Yeah.
What else did we learn?
What about Castle Lockwain for a little card draw?
Yeah, maybe 2.
I don't want to dilute the snow too much. I might just go 1.
If you only put in 1, you're never going to see it. You're not going to see it with enough regularity to make it worthwhile. Right? I mean, I hardly ever just put 1 of anything in.
But it's not the kind of card you want to draw early, right? Because you're going to have the hand too big. You don't want to take a ton of damage.
But it is the type of card that you want to draw in the first, 15 cards or so. And if you only put in 1, there's going to be times when you just
horrible top deck. I'll grant you that. It's a horrible top deck, but
so let's see. Let's just leave it at 2, see what happens.
Oh, what about the mill self enchantment?
Oh yeah.
Well, I was thinking maybe it would be better to have the 2/1 Death Touch guy that mills you for cards, because he's early defense, he's got Death Touch.
Right. He doesn't mill as much, but at least he does something.
Yeah.
But we could do that instead of, I don't know, maybe the Dream Devourers.
Well, we haven't seen the Dream Devourer in play yet, so I'm not ready to give up on the Dream Devourer.
Soul Shatter was nice. Shatter Skull. I mean, how many are you going to put in?
I probably put in 4. I mean, I think he's a good ad.
This guy right here, right?
Yeah, Meyer Triton.
So now you got to pull out 4 cards.
Well, he's another 2 casting costs, so we should probably drop some of them, like maybe an acquisition expert, drop 1 of those.
And again, I'm saying you're moving further away from Tergid, which is where you wanted to be. We're not trying to build an effective deck. We're trying to build an effective Tergrid deck. Right? Did you want to build around Tergrid or not?
I do. I mean, and it worked last game. Came out and did its thing. Well, I guess they conceded as we brought it out, but
I took out the Dream Devourers and I took out an acquisition expert. I like Dream Devourer, but the problem with him is that it's on turn 3, right? Under ideal situations, on turn 3, you turn your turn 5 card into a turn 3 card, or a turn 6 card into a turn 4 card.
You do it on turn 3, so it's got to be turn 4.
Right, but so not only is it your turn 2 play, it's your turn 3 play as well.
Yeah. All right. So
right?
It slows you down.
Definitely choose up your opening,
your
opening plays. And late game, you don't care.
True, because you have them anyway.
Let's try this. Base power of 0 and has at the beginning of your upkeep, you lose 1 life unless you sacrifice this creature.
So indestructible doesn't help versus that.
Yeah, but it wouldn't have helped here because he'd go, oh, I'll take 1, but hit you for 7. No, and draw a card.
It has base power 0.
Okay, but he gets +3/+3 from the mall, so I'll take 1 and hit you for 3.
Yeah, I mean, it's +2/+2, but yeah. I mean, +2/+2 is a lot better than.
Okay, what if we got rid of the Tergrids? Just get rid of Tergrid and put in 2 Valkies. Okay, so straight across swap there.
Wait, what's your reasoning?
Because Valky's better. And now you're not having to try to build around the, the discard effect and the sacrifice effect.
Mm-hmm.
So this still feeds this, which is good.
So now the Soul Shatters are a little bit less impressive. Soul Shatter would have gotten the Tulski, by the way, right?
Yes,
Another thing we could have drawn.
you're right. But what about the no? What about the exile?
Age of Extinction.
Yeah.
Or Extinction Event, whatever it is. Yeah.
So now the goal is to get this up, and to get this up for 7.
Then now we should go back to Dream Devourer, I think.
Okay, instead of the Mire Triton. But we don't need 4 Cruxes. We don't need 4 Cruxes.
All right.
But then this isn't
Crux and
nearly.
Extinction Event definitely don't go well together anyway. Predator can probably go. I forget, what were we sticking in again? What did you want?
You said it. What we're plugging in, we're old. I'm sorry, we're old. Although you have much less gray. Do you color your beard?
No, you always ask that. No, but
Look at mine.
I'd probably rather have hair than dark.
Yes.
Dark beard.
Yes, I would rather have hair, but I don't have any of that either. All right, so
we were making something. I don't remember what it was now.
So the goal was.
Oh yeah, the Dream Devourer. We were thinking the Dream Devourer, right?
Oh right. So there's 2.
No one plays Gary anymore. I mean, should we be aiming for mono black and then just putting Gary's? Oh, I guess we can't do Tybalt if we do mono black, huh? Okay, never mind.
Well, you can. You could do mono black with Gary and just have a splash. I mean, you could just have 1 mountain with 4 of the that 2 the 2/2 artifact creature that allows you to go get a land.
Oh, Solemn Simulacrum?
Yeah.
Well, that kind of goes against the Gary. We want things with black in them, but
True.
we could do Fabled Passage.
Correct.
And then we do have the snow-covered multi-land.
Do we in here? Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it was snow. I don't know why.
It'd be terrible if it wasn't snow. It's just a tap land that gives you nothing.
Let's just play this. See what happens.
All right.
So if we go up here, drop these by 2, get rid of one of these because it's gonna. Well, if we get rid of one of those, get rid of both of these and go to the dragon.
The rankle. The rankle's less good without the.
What's it called?
Gold Stand Dragon. Oh, we want 4. Or at least 3. Can you use a wild card?
I only have 1 mythic. Now I have 0 mythics. I have 74 rares.
I don't know how I end up with so many wild cards. I think I have like 100 mythic wild cards or something.
Jeez Louise. All right. And this, we'll get back this.
Yeah. I'm liking this build.
I mean,
Extinction Event doesn't combo well with Blood on the Snow, but
it's a sweeper and you need it.
Yeah. Does Ritual of Soot, that doesn't exist anymore, right? There's nothing.
No, there's a 5 casting cost Ritual of Soot that affects, right, everything 3 or less, because that's what Ritual does, but it exiles them. It's that I don't remember the name. I can't remember the name of the cards, but
the Shadow's Verdict.
Yeah.
What's the yeah. The more I really like Blood on the Snow, I'm like, thinking we should go to 4.
Yeah, I love that card. But what do you drop?
Maybe a Maze Mine Tome?
Oh, that's our only card draw. Castle. But Maze Mine and Castle go well because you get the life and then you can castle.
Yeah, that's true. All right, we'll go with 3. We'll see what happens.
You want to go, if we go, yeah, no. All right, let's just try it.
4 with haste is nice. That's another thing we could have done. Yeah, there's 3 of them in there.
Yeah. And you get it back with the blood on the snow, which is good.
So I actually think I like the relics better than the acquisition experts.
Maybe? Mana of any color. It allows you to play less mountains if you wanted to, I suppose. It's a little bit of ramp, but it's late ramp. It's not really ramp. It's.
I mean, but we need the ramp. I mean, we've got 5 and 6 and 7 casting cost stuff. I mean, it would make more sense if we were running Ugins also, which is probably not a bad idea.